Hello again. I just uploaded a video about chemtrails, which I'm no expert on. I don't know that much about chemtrails, but I gave you my take on it. And I don't know much about your other question either. I mean, it's such of anybody who claims they really understand all of the conflicts in the Middle East and is full of shit. But your question, you were asking about the war and who Hamas is and the Palestinians. How does that affect America? What's the deal with Russia and China? These are really big questions, not easy to summarize in a 10-minute video. Not that I have, full understanding of this at all, but I'll tell you my take. Russia and China. Well, I'm sure you've heard of BRICS. It's BRIC. It's Brazil, Russia, India, China. So they're all they're trying to form an economic alliance. They're not joining forces to combat us in a social or political way. It's economic because they don't want to be under the system of the World Bank. They want their independence and be able to govern their own money. There's a famous quote from one of the Rothschilds. He says, give me control of a nation's money, and I care not who makes their laws. If you control the money, you control everything. And so that's part of the push, this whole New World Order thing. One of the avenues that they gained control through was the Federal Reserve. And that worldwide influence is because the Federal Reserve is just the American central bank. But around the world, every nation needs a central bank to manage their currencies and all that. And most of the world falls under the World Bank, which is the Rothschild Bank. All of those type of people, not just the Rothschilds. That's just the famous name that everybody knows. So, in order for us, which was part of the thing that I got excited about when all this cryptocurrency started coming out, because this is something that's not part of the Federal Reserve notes. It showed potential for us gaining our freedom from under this system, right? So Russia doesn't want to be part of that system. They're not members of the World Bank. Neither is China. I thought India was. And Brazil. Huh. But anyway, they're trying to, as a group, sort of combat the idea of the U.S. dollar being the measuring stick. We are the dominant. The U.S. dollar is what everything else is measured against, and most of the major commodities in the world are traded on the dollar, and so trying to get off of that and get their own economic structure going is what they're doing now. There's a lot of depths and layers and ways to look at all this stuff. And I'll tell you, one of the ways that I see it is that those entities, China, Russia, Brazil, India, and now they're including Saudi Arabia and Iran, are probably going to join up with that. But it's the East versus the West. China and Russia against the New World Order. It's sort of the way it is. The Western world is the New World Order. They got, like I said, the banking system is a big part of what enslaves us. And so I'm going to give you other stuff to look at besides me. Oh, gosh, I don't know how to frame this. This is a hard one. This is big. So, dang it. I think World War III is inevitable. That's part of what the New World Order folks, the globalists, the elites want. Because in order to implement a new system, you kind of need to crash the old one. So it's order out of chaos, right? Create chaos. And then as things collapse, you rebuild it in this new way, the New World Order. And so the American economy is collapsing. The US dollar is not going to remain strong like it has been. They keep printing more money with any commodity. When you flood a market, the whole supply and demand kind of thing. When you flood a market with any commodity, its value decreases. When something is rare, there's more demand than there is supply, then the value of it goes up. And so you print up a whole bunch of US dollars, they become worth less. And we've seen this throughout history repeatedly. Greece, there was a picture in the news in recent decades of sticks in my head. There's a guy with a wheelbarrow full of cash. He's going. I think the caption on the photo said something about this. He's going to buy a loaf of bread. So the cash was devalued so much. It wasn't even worth the paper it was printed on. And so to get a loaf of bread, you needed a whole wheelbarrow full of this shit. And that's what's happening to the dollar too. The buying power of the dollar is, it's been said to be at 95% of what it was. Anyway, it's devaluing. Venezuela, their economy crashed also. It doesn't take much. Oh, gosh, this is a terrible video. I need to get my thoughts together before I start recording is what I need to do. So, but I think they want World War III. This will help crash the old system and bring in the new system. The American economy is a fiat currency. It's propped up. We were on the gold standard, and we are no longer. And that's one of the things that BRICS is doing. Russia and China and all that, they want to start a different currency that's backed by gold, actual value to the money, real money, not fiat currency like we're using. The American dollar, its true value is not held up by anything. We had the petrodollar, our arrangements with OPEC and all that. But in the new world, the new climate, the new economy, and these new industries and different focal points require a different structure. And this whole new socio-economic system, in order to usher it in, they need to crash the old one. And so I think that's World War III is going to be one of the things that help facilitate that. And I thought this Ukrainian conflict was going to lead us there. But now it seems Israel is more likely. Israel, the Jews are historically have been used and abused as victims. The church uses them. This idea, oh boy, gosh, I'm a little scatterbrained too. I don't have the clarity of mind to put this into words, and I'm almost at 10 minutes. This is kind of pointless. I don't even know what to say. There's so many places to direct. My thoughts are jumping around a million places. I don't know if this is even worth posting. Let me stop. Yeah, I'm all over the place on this. But let me just say, Hamas is not Palestine. Hamas is a terrorist organization that grew out of decades, even century of oppression and abuse, and people get frustrated and they rise up and they just want to annihilate Israel. Now, gosh, I can't. Yeah, I'm going to need way more than 10 minutes to discuss this, but maybe I'll go ahead and post this just as an introduction, and then I'll do some follow-ups here. I don't know. Let me watch this and see what it says.